Bannerlord, Bannerlord, Bannerlord. Oh, how you've been away for some time. I think I played myself dry of the beta, and if I'm going to be honest, I got a bit bored of it, as it's pretty much the same thing every time you go on. You know, the same multiplayer battles, getting destroyed by people that are so much better than you. But, oh boy, I cannot wait until March for that single player goodness. But in the meantime, taleworlds have released another devlog after about 10 years, or about 2 months, so practically the same thing. Where have you been, taleworlds? I've been making videos on other things other than Bannerlord. How weird is that? It's been a bit of a weird ride, a bumpy ride, but I've quite enjoyed it. But without further ado, we're back in Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord. So, let's get straight into the video. Quickly before I get into the video, make sure you check the links out into the description to go into Aniba Games. You can get some great deals on pretty much any game. I mean, Kingdom Comes Limited £17 and it's like 40 quid on Steam, so it's sort of a no-brainer. All the Total War games, pretty much any Steam games, but not even just Steam games. Any platform, Xbox, PS4, whatever. You can click the links in the description and support the channel. I mean, Mount and Blade, the full collection is like £3 and that's got everything in, so I mean, you might as well. Make sure you go and use code RESONANT to get a 3% discount. Links in the description, and if you register now, which you don't have to, but you can, you also get another euro off it. So that's something you can do if you have the time and want to support the channel. Of course, in the wide open spaces of Colorado, you'll be spending a lot of your time running around tormenting peasants, chasing cows around fields and raiding caravans for yummy velvet. But what happens when you've done all this? Yes, early game, this is your main prerogative. But as you start to build armies, capture castles, and have many pixel-made wives, kingdom leading comes into question, and with it many important decisions. But how are these decisions made? Who gets to make them, and who gets the final say, and how can you sway the outcomes? Well, the kingdom system in Bannerlord represents the internal politics in clans and factions. It evolves through your gameplay. As clans gain power or lose it, it can completely change the outcomes of these decisions, and this all happens dynamically throughout the game. For example, maybe taking the chance to offer a war declaration as one of your proposals. But if you aren't the kingdom leader, you're going to have to convince the other clans to come and help you to accept this, to put their backing behind it. Let's not forget though, this is a risky choice. If the clan you're declaring war against has great power, vast allies, and many tons of butter, it's going to be a lot more difficult to convince your crowd to get on the slaughter wagon. Yet if you're declaring war on, I don't know, the Azurai, who are of course the ancestors of the Saronids, so everyone knows they're going to be terrible, then I'm sure you're going to get much more support when it comes down to the nitty-gritty fighty-bitey. Okay, so we've gone over the general involvement in the kingdom system, but what are these so-called decisions that have to be made in these ways? Well, of course, the main one that people will be deciding for once you get to a certain stage in the game is who gets to own a newly captured fief. And no, we're not going to let King Harless get in our way this time. I spent years of my life training, getting my reputation up, growing an army and then sieging the castle for it just to be taken away by some fatty sitting on a chair. Sounds a little bit like the UK election. Furthermore, different policies to enact will be voted on within the kingdom itself. The policies will be things most likely like taxes, economy, trading, and of course, wars. I know, I did have a little rant about how we won't let the king get away with taking what he didn't work for, but unfortunately, Bannerlord is like real life. The king or the leader of the kingdom gets the final say. Yes, they get the ultimate decision to decide on these rules at the end of the day. Although, it's not all hope lost. Whilst they do get the ultimate decision, it doesn't mean they have the only decision. Clans and lords can put forward their say by supporting one choice or another. They can do this with their influence, meaning that the clans that have bigger influence will have more of an effect on the final verdict. If you are a lord or a clan leader, you can have your say as well on these decisions. But what if you are the king themselves? Well, of course, you are now given the ultimate deciding vote, but the AI clans will still put forward suggestions, and the way the AI decides which proposal it wants to back is deciding upon a few factors. It needs to have an interest in the outcome of the proposal. It needs to benefit from the decision and is unlikely to vote on something that will have a negative or no effect on the clan themselves. People at the end of the day are selfish bastards. They will also decide depending on the available influence they have at the time. Because the lords and clans want to keep their influence high, they'll do things to boost this, you know, like taking over people or making friends with people or even backing the right kingdom in the right decisions. They aren't going to go to war or vote on a taxation rule that they think is going to make them seem like a biggest tickus. So therefore, make sure the proposals that you're asking them to vote on are going to benefit them, not only monetarily, militarily, but also influentially. Additionally, the AI will only vote on things that they're going to have a chance to succeed at, and what cost that will come at as well. Linking this to the previous point, if they're going to lose a war that is being voted on, it's not only going to hurt their economy and their military, but their influence on other votes and factions in the future. So make sure the proposals that you're putting forward are realistic. Don't try and attack the Empire if you're still a tiny little clan in the corner of the map. You'll quickly find out that Rome hasn't quite fallen as fast as you thought. Now, a clan leader must make proposals in order to enact changes in the kingdom, right? So why not just join a kingdom and then change everything, put in your own laws, declare war and everything, and just take over the map with the allies at your side? Well, unfortunately, it doesn't quite work like that. Things like reputation and influence also come in it, but also your relationships with the AI. The AI lords are less likely to accept proposals straight after one has just passed, especially if they're in a similar vein, and vice versa. If you're the leader of the kingdom, the clans aren't going to spam you with proposals and laws to pass, in order to keep it from getting too overwhelming for the player. So once you pass a law, or a law is passed or gone to war and things like that, there's going to be a certain amount of time before another one can be. If you try and put that law through straight away afterwards, people are going to be less likely to accept it because the one has just gone through a few minutes previously. In conclusion, whether you're the leader of the kingdom or just a clan inside the kingdom, everyone will have a vote, voting on things like new laws, policies, wars, peace, annexation, and clan expulsion. But everything has a knock-on effect. Kicking out many clans from your kingdom can cause others to rise up against you, or helping someone out who isn't liked within your people in the kingdom can also cause them to hate you. But being a fair and just ruler can bring you a prosperous time, leading and paving your way through Calradia. But remember, whilst everyone gets a vote, the leader will always have the ultimate and deciding vote. So kill them all if you need to.